So in 1992, you get locked up for robbery, but you didn't commit the robbery. You actually were trying to prevent the robbery.
Yeah.
And this happened at Graphic Communication Arts, aka Cybertron, right?
Yes.
It was a
Well,
bullshit charge that eventually got dropped. What happened?
Well, it's because what happened was I feel like I was probably protected from something bigger. That was the universe conspiring in my favor and preserving me for the good shit. Because I was on one. Like, that was in November. It was like November 12th when I got locked up. But in October, I had lost somebody. Like, my man Ike had this older cousin that was our man. Like, Ike was, like, if Ike knew how to rap, there would have been no Heltah Skeltah. There would have been no champagne on the rocks. Ike was my best friend, right? But he couldn't rap, and he didn't really have no desire to. But his whole family, I know his whole family. Like, all of them people are my family. And his older cousin, he had came up on this hustle. Well, a couple of his older cousins, they came up on this hustle, and they was helping us. They was including. We was helping out. We was young boys or whatever. But we was helping out a little bit. You know what I mean? The hustle was gunslinging, right? Not shooting, but swinging. And Cuzzo got killed in a gun deal that went bad, and it happened right in our building, and that shit had me on 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was, it had us on 10, but I was a wild card at this point. You know what I'm saying? All of that good kid shit from, like, I'm 19 now. Well, I was 18 going on 19, and I was all the way in at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, like, I remember seeing somebody from my projects while I was locked up in those 6 months, and he was like, oh, shit. He knew I rapped, but he didn't know that I did all that up. You know what I'm saying? It was like, that was the thing about Decep shit. Most of our dirt, like I said, it was some secret identity shit. Niggas didn't know that we was on what we was on unless you needed to know, like, you needed to know basic shit. But anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the robbery was just, it was, the robbery happened. I just didn't, like, the reason I was even in that area was because of some other shit that was going. Like, we was up there to fight. Like, it was gonna be a wild rumble with like the Decep niggas united with the Uptown Deceps united with the Uptown niggas, period. And it was just an Uptown over everything versus Decep shit. And that was a battle that we was having.
So it's Deceps versus Deceps too.
Yeah, but the niggas from Uptowns was Deceps and not Deceps. You know what I'm saying? So this was happening, and just a couple of days ago, we was up there at graphics, and all kind of shit went on. You understand what I'm saying? Like, everything. Like, it was like, I got jumped that day. It was one of those times I got jumped in one, so it don't really count. But, like, we jumped some niggas jumped me. Like, it was one of those. So this was like part 2 of that, and I'm up there ready. Like, I got some of my homies. We got one up there and shit. And all of these deceptions, niggas, I can't even call these niggas Decepticons. These old deceptive fraud ass niggas was up there doing a whole bunch of goofball shit when they know we up there for a specific purpose. You know what I'm saying? So they up there robbing the little nigga, and they robbing. So I had to bark on these niggas twice. And one of those times I had to, I done put the little nigga jacket, his leather jacket, back on him that they done took off him and all of that. That little nigga went and he told the police, and they just came locking.
Wait, but weren't you originally up there for your ex-girlfriend? Like, you were there to?
No, that was the alibi. You know what I mean?
Oh, got you. Okay.
I was gonna meet her up there, but I was gonna whoop some ass first, and you know what I'm saying, and hopefully be done by the time she come around this corner.
But the cop that was there, he recognized you from always being there to visit her, right?
Right. And he I could have got away because he saw me and he approached me. He's like, hey, Bush, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, you know what up? He's like, listen, all right. get out. He's like, don't stand here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on over here. You might want to go wait for her around the corner or something. And I went around the corner, and he came around the corner with more cops and the guy. And they locked me up.
The guy that was telling, or was the cop was telling on you?
Nah, the guy that was telling. Can you hear me?
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, the guy that was telling, he came with the cops.
So what was that 6 months like for you being arrested at that time? How old are you at that time?
I'm 19.
19.
And it was interesting. There was some moments like I got locked up in Manhattan. They moved me to Brooklyn and like a week later, and it was this jail called BCF, Brooklyn Correctional Facility. And niggas was talking about, you don't want to go there. Dude. That shit is terrible. You don't want to go there. That shit dirty. The rats and the killers and rats and dirty and killers. I'm like, damn. Sure enough, I go there. And, you know, when I get there, you know, by the time I reach a housing area, a dorm, it's 1 a.m. and they bring me and a couple of other niggas in this bum. The lights come on, and these niggas is in there looking scary. Like, you just turn the lights on to sleep, nigga. The most handsome nigga is ugly under those circumstances. So these niggas is super ugly mugs, right? These niggas got muscles on top of their muscles and then scars on top of those muscles. I'm like, goodness gracious. These niggas would like I was like, I'm out of my league right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, fucking 19 years old, and I had a chain too. I'm like, these niggas kill me in here. But the next day, I got up, and next day they woke everybody up early, and they packed up the whole house. Like, everybody in the whole dorm got transferred someplace else. And they said it's because earlier that day, before I got there, they had a shakedown, and they found like 9 bangers in there. And I'm like, oh, so this is where they put me, huh? Really? But that shit was my classification wasn't high enough for that. Like, I wasn't a hardened enough criminal to be there. I'm not sure why they put me up there. It might have just been temporary or whatever anyway, but the whole house had to go. And when they moved me, from there they moved me to a place that was more suitable for niggas that actually was planning on going home. You know what I'm saying? Niggas actually wanted to go home and shit. Niggas that had something to live for and shit. And that was, that was better. It was cool. That whole ride was smooth.
Now, I know you didn't commit the robbery, but Brooklyn, aka Crooklyn, aka Crooknom, right? Robbing is a lifestyle, and you were known for robberies at that time.
Brownsville is Brooklyn's robbery capital. Like,
Right.
I might have robbed somebody the day before that, just not that day. You know what I'm saying?
But are you someone that believes in karma, that it was your way for paying for the robberies you had did in the past? Or do you really feel like that was what saved you from the situation you spoke about previously?
I believe, okay, so let's talk about karma for a second. I don't know if any of us really understands karma completely, right? That we have an idea, we have our own idea
Definition,
of it, right?
yeah.
Right. Look, they may vary from place to place, right? But let's talk about karma. Okay, I didn't do that robbery, right? And I got locked up, but I did do a lot of robberies. So is that karma? Okay, maybe, but let's ask ourselves this. What about all of the times when grown men robbed me as a child? Like, how does that fall? I mean, I guess somebody would say whatever happened to them is their karma. It don't gotta be me or whatever, but I'm saying, let's think about it for a second. If I cause you pain, I gotta feel the pain that I caused you. Okay, that makes sense. But if you cause me like I don't get, why don't it work the other way? Why don't I get to feel with it? You know what I'm saying? Like before I ever robbed a person in my life, before I even thought to do that, grown people robbed me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. I'm just freestyling with this. You know what I'm saying?
Well, were you robbing them back after? Is that what you're saying?
no, I'm not robbing them back after. But what I'm saying is, I was taught that that was a way of life. Like that, like not taught that, not specifically, this is how you gotta, but life showed me that that was the way to get money. You understand what I'm saying? That was a way to survive. Like my mother, one of the things we left out, you talk about my upbringing is, I didn't get an allowance and none of that shit. I was running around broke, hungry some days or whatever. Had to do something. No, so I'm not saying in no way am I trying to excuse it or saying all I'm saying is I don't know how well any of us understand karma. You know what I'm saying? People say the what like a worm eat it. What's the analogy they had? Like bird eats a worm when the bird dies, the worms eat it or whatever.
Right.
Is it the same worms? No, it's not the same worms. You understand what I'm saying? It's a whole different batch of worms that eat the bird. You understand? So whatever the case may be, but what I know for sure is when my nigga Phil died, I was on what the youngins call demon time, hard body. You know what I'm saying? And I know that. I understand that wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? I don't have like, there's no mystery. There's no question about the type of time I was on then. You know what I mean? Like I created a holster in the fifth pocket. Like it works to this day. You understand what I'm saying? If you got a gun and it ain't too small, never mind. I don't want to but I'm telling you, I was on it. And then I get locked up for a robbery that I didn't commit. Even when I got shot, like I got shot in a place that it almost it almost physically don't make sense. Like if I'm walking straight down the flight of stairs, how did this shoulder get in front of me? Like, what was I reaching over for this banister? If I needed to hold on to the banister, I would have used my right hand. It's right next to me. Why was my arm in front of me? Maybe the universe say if your arm wasn't there, you'd have got shot in the ribs, the stomach, or some stupid shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I see I see those miracles in my life. And I don't have any reason to think that this was anything else other than that. You know what I mean? Because by the time I came home, the first notable thing that happened was I ran into Still and he played me 2 songs that made me say I'm never going to jail again.
Right.
Now, granted, I did go to jail again, but I ain't never stay.
What you're saying though is so amazing because perspective, such a powerful thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Shifts your
Mm-hmm.
whole world, changes your whole reality, your perspective on something, and how
Yeah.
your perspective can change over time too.
Because while I was in jail, like I was there for 5 of those months or 4 of those months or whatever. And or rather for however long of those months I was there, and I was in despair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know, like $5,000 bail kept me in jail. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could have like if any money was going on in my family in real life, I could have been out of jail, but I had to sit here, right? Fucking But during that time, I realized that I was connected. Like I realized that the hard part, the mud was almost over. Because Who Got the Props came out before I got locked up. I just didn't know Buckshot. I didn't know him yet. But I knew that Still had these fucking secret friends he used to go hang out with and shit. You know what I'm saying? And go do rap shit without me. Right? And I used to be like, all right, but every once in a while he would come back to the block and Five would be with him because Five has family in our projects. Right? So I'm sitting in the day room watching because I'm doing so well for myself in here at this point. I done got all these grown niggas to give me a day on these grown niggas was watching soap operas like All My Children, and them niggas will beat you up about some soap operas in jail. Don't touch that TV, right? I got them niggas to give me the day and a slot time on the TV so I could watch videos, right?
Fridays.
It might have been Fridays, right? So I got TV slot, right? And these niggas is watching the videos, and finally, I done seen Who Got the Props so many times at this point that I start looking at the people in the back of the video. And that's when I recognized Five, and that's when everything clicked to me. I said, oh shit, you fucking on. And a whole calm came over me. It's like, don't fuck this up. Relax. And I relaxed.